Kaleidoscope, a weekly public affairs program brought to you in partnership with the Urban League of Greater Cleveland, Kaleidoscope Magazine, and NewsChannel 5.
Good morning. Welcome to the broadcast today. Good to have you with us. The Interfaith Fellowship Council hosts its annual Fellowship Day tomorrow, February the 2nd. Eileen Rosewater of Jewish Federation of Cleveland and Benny Williams-Roper of Church Women United in Greater Cleveland are here to tell us more about this event. Later on, Keisha McMillian and Joyce Dixon of Ujamaa Corner Store in Cleveland Heights will talk about their goal for the store. And on the broadcast after that, Dr. Peter DeGolia and William Lewis of the McGregor PACE program will tell us about the new Alternative Adult Day Center located in the Langston Hughes Center. Good morning, everybody. I'm Leon Bibb. This is Kaleidoscope, and so we begin. Beginning with two good women who are going to try and make a major impact in the Greater Cleveland area. We're joined today by Eileen Rosewater, Jewish Federation of Cleveland, and co-chair of the Interfaith Fellowship Day, and Benny Williams-Roper on the left. She's president of Church Women United in Greater Cleveland. Good to have you both with us.
Thank you.
Tell me about this Interfaith Fellowship Day that's taking place Monday, February the 2nd.
Well, it's always the first Monday in February, and our goal is to have women gather, learn something, and then have a meal together. And we get to see each other as people.
I like the word there, interfaith. Benny Williams-Roper, because that's what it's all about.
Right, and it is too. And our theme this year is getting to know you through your faith. So this year we have 6 different faiths represented, with the Church Women United being a conglomeration of several Protestant faiths. And as we gather to eat and learn more about each other, we also have a common goal that's a project, and each year we also have a project which is a community organization that we support.
What kind of faiths are we talking about? How many faiths are we talking about?
For this particular segment, it's 6. There's 6 of us. Church Women United, which I said is a conglomeration. Then we have the Jewish Federation, the Sikhs, Catholics, Islam, the Orthodox. So I think there are approximately 6.
Yeah. So the goal is, what's the goal, Eileen Rosewater? What do we want people to draw from all of this?
Well, to see each other as people, to get together. They're having lunch together with someone they ordinarily never would have lunch with. Someone of a different faith, some person maybe of a different color skin, and get to sit down and just talk with them at lunchtime, too.
And we will find that there are common themes in all our lives. Where's the event going to be held?
This year, well, as last year, it's going to be at Landerhaven. And the cost is $30. Reservations must be made, and they do have to be paid. And they can call Church Women United's office. Is going to be open all day today. And Joan will take the information.
And they can make a phone call to 216-320-1640.
Right.
That's the phone number. We'll put that on the screen, and people can make this reservation. It is slated for Monday, February 2nd, so that's coming up at Executive Caterers at Landerhaven. I'm going to hold up a little placard that they brought with them, a little information there, and I really like that we've got the symbols of the various races all in a circle. Why do you think this is vital, Benny, to do this?
I think it's important because we live together in other venues. We work together, we shop together, but we really don't know enough about each other. And in addition to listening to the speakers talk, when we sit at the table and eat together, we tend to share and find out that we have more things in common than we have differences. I've met so many people of different ethnic groups as well as faiths, and I just feel like I'm growing as a person also.
Yeah. How long has the organization been doing this?
Well, it started in 1955 with the Catholic and the Jewish faith getting together and just visiting each other's churches, maybe having tea. And then as a few years went by, other groups started joining us. And the last group to join us is the Hindu and the Sikh. And every year that we have this, we have the Interfaith Fellowship Day. We have a different topic every year, different speakers. So every year it's a little bit different. We've had a topic such as candles. We had the Staff of Life once, in which we found that actually the Catholic faith have 5 different things that they use as hosts, which was a surprise to everyone.
We're learning
But
about each other.
So we learn a little. We learn how we're similar, and sometimes we're a little bit. We think we're a little bit different, like on the candles. We all light the same candles. We light it in our homes. Everyone else lights them in the church.
Benny, are we more similar than we are different?
I think we're more similar than we are. As women, and I'll just kind of digress for a moment, there's a planning committee, and as the planning committee works all year for this, we get to know each other as women, and we find that when we sit around the table and talk, if you didn't know that we were different faiths, and the women talk about their children, they talk about their husbands, their meals, that we have so much in common. And our goal is not really to convert each other to the other person's faith, but to understand why people believe what they do believe, and also to have a deeper understanding of what we actually believe about ourselves.
And a deeper appreciation for each other.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I would love to send you two to the United Nations. I bet you could help us in some sticking points in our world.
Right.
Well, I know even for this Interfaith Day tomorrow, my daughter asked, could she sit with Benny?
Is that right?
Yes.
And
so
that's
she
what it's
will
all
be.
about.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, it's going to be at the Executive Caterers at Lander Haven. What time does it start?
You should be there between 9:30 and 10:15.
9:30 in the morning, and it's going
And
to
the
go
speakers start at 10, and then there's a question and answer period. And then the, well, this year it's the Promise, isn't it?
The charity.
The charity.
It's Family Promise.
Family Promise.
Family Promise is an organization, that's the umbrella organization, but that's the one that we're supporting this year. In the past, we've supported, and when I say support, in addition to the meal, there's an offering envelope on the table. We've supported domestic violence. We've supported shoes, coats and shoes for children. We've supported many groups within where women have an interest.
I love the way you two work together. You even finishing each other's sentences, which is what it's all about, because you are an example of what we're talking about.
Yes. Right.
We got Eileen Rosewater, Jewish Federation of Cleveland and co-chair of the Interfaith Fellowship Day, and Benny Williams Roper, who's president of Church Women United in Greater Cleveland. Thank you so much for being on the broadcast.
Thank you.
Once again, at the Executive Caterers at Lander Haven begins at 9:30 in the morning. Monday, February the 2nd, Executive Caterers at Lander Haven, which is in Mayfield Heights. Thank you, ladies, for being on the broadcast.
Okay.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for talking about peace and interfaith and things like that. We need more of that. Log on to newsnet5.com each week to see what's coming up on this broadcast Kaleidoscope. Coming up next, we'll hear about a unique store in Cleveland Heights. I'm Leon Bibb, taking a break, but I promise to return. Welcome back to more of Kaleidoscope. A unique store recently opened in Cleveland Heights. Keisha McMillan and Joyce Dixon are here to tell us about the Ujamaa Corner Store in Caledonia Cultural Arts Center in Cleveland Heights. They'll also explain how it will impact our community. Good to have you with us, Keisha McMillan, seated on the right, and Joyce Dixon, owner of Caledonia Cultural Arts Center. Good to have you both here.
Thank you.
Tell me about, what is the Ujamaa Corner Store?
The Ujamaa Corner Store is an opportunity for African American businesses to come and sell their wares, to service the community, and to educate the community. So the store will provide for 3 different programs and services. It'll have people who will provide service and other people who will provide education around health and things of that nature.
Right. You brought some things along with you. We're going to take a look at those in just a moment, but I want to bring Joyce Dixon, who's owner of the Caledonia Cultural Arts Center, into the conversation. What's your vision for the Caledonia Cultural Arts Center where Ujamaa is located?
My vision is to help the people in the community, the surrounding communities, grow, whether it's through education, the cultural arts, and that was my reason for bringing in the Ujamaa store, to help other African Americans, business owners who's trying to get out there, which is kind of can be kind of tough at times, to help them grow and to bring awareness in the community that there are people out here that do have services that they could probably use through generation after generation. Yes.
Exactly where you're located, the Caledonia Cultural
We're
Arts Center.
located at 960 Caledonia. The cross streets, you can catch it off of North Taylor or Noble Road coming down Warrensville Center Road. And
Why do you think it's vital to have this kind of a cultural center? And for you, with Ujamaa Corner Store, to be in there selling the things that you're selling?
Well, one reason it's vital is because, as we know, a lot of black-owned businesses have closed down in that community and in the neighboring communities. And what we know is that if we provide an opportunity for entrepreneurs and people who would like to sell their services or their products, then the community can benefit and we all win in that situation.
You brought some things with you, kind of an example of some of the products that you sell here. Tell us a little bit about. We're looking at a painting right there.
Yes, that painting is by a very familiar artist, which is me, and we also have books that are by me, and we also have art, and we have jewelry that we're wearing that is produced and made by some of the artists and females at the shop.
if you can get a close
you've got
look.
you're wearing.
I'm actually wearing one of the...
Joyce is wearing a necklace and a bracelet.
Yeah, that was made by two sisters, you know, retired.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's a hobby, but actually it could be a jewel for others. Can you get that?
Yeah, well, they'll get a shot of that. You just hold still. They'll find it. We're looking at your necklace right now. This is all in keeping with what you had in mind for the Cultural Arts Center.
Absolutely.
This fits hand in glove, right?
Absolutely. And it is, the reason being that is it gives the youth in the community something to do. And not only something to do, but they're working with seniors. They're learning to respect their elders. The elders can be teaching the young ones how we used to do it back in the Renaissance time. This is where blacks have shown where their strength was. And so I wanted to bring that back, to bring it, because it's very much alive. And it's a way of teaching what's important. It teaches the history, community, the pride, the values, respect. Those are the things that I think our children is kind of losing, so I wanted to bring the grips back.
You mentioned the Renaissance times. You're talking about the 1920s. There was a period called the Harlem Renaissance, where there was a great deal of emphasis placed on this kind of thing and on cultural things, cultural
awareness and self-sufficiency. And so we are empowering people in our community to come out and show their talent, show their wisdom, show their strengths. We'll have a nutritionalist there. We'll have people who are helping with exercise. We'll have artists. We'll have people who design clothes, seamstress. We hope to have someone working with computers, cooks, different things. So it'll be a variety of services in this location.
Got 30 seconds remaining. You're going to tell us about what Ujamaa means, U-J-A-M-A-A, while we put that phone number on the screen where you can get more information on everything we're talking about. There are two phone numbers. 249-1111 is to the store itself.
Yes, it is.
And then we've got another number for information, 321-1539. You have them both on the screen. Or you can go to CaledoniaCCAC.com. CaledoniaCCAC.com.
Now, as you know, Kwanzaa is definitely an important thing that's on my agenda. So Ujamaa is cooperative economics. It is absolutely what we need in our communities.
Which in keeping with what you're talking about, with running the cultural center. So all of this fits together.
Yes, it does.
It's almost a puzzle piece that came together.
And we need other cultures to come and support us as well.
Keisha McMillan, Project Director for the Ujamaa Corner Store, and Joyce Dixon, owner of the Caledonia Cultural Arts Center, located at 960 Caledonia Road in Cleveland Heights.
Yes.
Good to have you both on the broadcast.
Thank you for having us.
It's a pleasure.
Come back again.
Oh, we will.
All right.
We've got wonderful things for sale. I'm going to take a break. I'll be right back in just a moment. This is Kaleidoscope. I'm Leon Bibb. Back shortly. Welcome back to more of Kaleidoscope. McGregor Pace Medical Director Dr. Peter DeGolia and Business Development Director Bill Lewis are here to tell us about the new alternative adult day Center located in the Langston Hughes Center in Cleveland's Fairfax neighborhood. So we're good to have you with us. Dr. Peter DeGolia, seated on the right, Medical Director of McGregor PACE Program, and William Lewis, Business Development Director for McGregor PACE Program. Well, let's begin, Peter DeGolia. What is the PACE model? What's the PACE program? What's it mean?
PACE stands for Program of All-Inclusive Care for the Elderly. It is a comprehensive, team-based program emphasizing home and community-based care for seniors who are at risk for nursing home placement, but keeping them in the community, often living with loved ones or living independently with supportive services.
William, this has got to be a big job. There's so many. You and I were chatting before we started the broadcast about the large number of baby boomer generations, which are getting older now. So we're going to see much more of this, aren't we?
Well, absolutely. Leon, what we're experiencing right now is that Americans are living longer than ever before. And as a result of it, they're more likely to have a problem at some time in the future with their functional or cognitive impairment, and they need assistance. And it saves the government money, as well as it's a more stimulating environment. People do better when they live in familiar places, around familiar faces, and do the things that they've come to love all their life.
Yeah. Peter DeGolia, Dr. DeGolia, take me into the PACE program. What would we see, what do we see in this program, and where do we see it?
So, PACE services are in a number of different places, oftentimes in the home, but one of the unique aspects of a PACE program are adult day centers with health services incorporated. So we have a new alternative site at Langston Hughes Center, which is at 79th and Quincy, which emphasizes adult day programming. We believe very, very strongly that stimulating the body and the mind is very good for older adults, and this is what we try to do in adult day programming. In addition, we have medical staff, we have nursing staff, we have social work staff working closely with the participants in our program to help them live independently in the community.
This is big in the Fairfax neighborhood, Bill, right there at East 79th and Quincy. Yeah, as Dr. DeGolia said, in the old Langston Hughes Library building. How is this working out for you now?
I think it's doing very well. We're finding more and more people in the community that are reaching out to us. They want to know what's going on in the building. We're reaching out to them. We're encouraging them to come in, find out more about us. In fact, coming up in February, we're going to have a Black History exhibit. It's put together by a gentleman on our staff, Mr. Renard Turner. And he has spent countless hours in preparation, months of collecting information, and years of getting writings and artifacts. And our goal is to not only educate the public about Black history and so forth, but also to give them an opportunity to come into an adult day center and see what the new model in long-term care is all about.
Let me put a phone number on the screen where we can get more information as we continue our conversation. 216-791-3580, you see at the bottom of the screen, or you can go to McGregorPace.org, McGregorPace.org, more information on everything we're talking about. What's the goal? What is our overall goal? I mean, with so many folks entering senior status and so many folks living longer, I mean, you know, long time. What's the overall goal? What do you need to happen?
There are two overall goals that we have. First and foremost, we want to help keep people living in the community as long as possible and practical. We want to avoid institutional care, primarily nursing home placement. And we do that through team-based care, doctor, nurse, social worker, therapy, transportation, all working together, talking every day, communicating, and providing services that enable the individual to remain in their community. Some of that involves coming to the adult day center. Some of it involves our going to the home and providing services, or other things of that nature.
So not only, Bill, are you looking at physically keeping folks here, but you are keeping them active as well and keeping the minds active as well.
Absolutely. And we provide stimulating activities. I mean, we take them to Indians baseball games. We take them to the casino, but they can't gamble. Okay, they can't come home losing all their money. We make sure they have opportunities for entertainment, socialization, field trips to restaurants and so forth, and just trying to find out as much about them as possible and the things that they enjoy, and give them an opportunity to continue those loves and passions.
In our final 30 seconds, if people make a phone call to this number on the screen, they can get more information. Where do you begin when you start collecting that information? What do you ask?
We start with a comprehensive geriatric assessment. We do an in-depth review of who the individual is, what their likes and dislikes are, what their health needs are, what medications they're taking, what services they're needing, what their limitations and ability to do for themselves, so that we can most appropriately meet their needs.
It's called McGregor PACE, and PACE means Program of All-Inclusive Care for the Elderly. That's what it's all about. I like it when you've got a name like that. It kind of says it all right in the name.
That's right.
Many thanks, Bill Lewis, Business Development Director, McGregor PACE Program, and Dr. Peter DeGolia, Medical Director for McGregor PACE Program.
Thank you.
Many thanks for being on the broadcast.
Thank you.
I'll take a break. I'll be right back in a moment. Cordell Stokes of the Urban League of Greater Cleveland brings us some words of wisdom from the Urban League. Back in a moment. Morning Exchange segment means Cordell Stokes, Senior Manager of Talent and Acquisition at the Urban League of Greater Cleveland. He's here with always something good on his mind. Hey, Cordell.
Leon, Happy New Year's.
To you too, my friend.
And thank you so much for having me. In 2014, we often spoke about the Community Benefits Agreement initiated under Mayor Frank Jackson on his core mission to attract more minority and women talent who had a desire to pursue a career in construction. Today, I'm here to tell you that we are ready to recruit. If you're 18 years of age and older, you have a valid driver's license, you have transportation, you can pass a drug test, and you're willing to go through the programmatic requirements in order to position yourself for a career in construction, please feel free to call me direct at 216-622-0999, and we'll talk specifics.
We're talking about a career in construction.
Absolutely.
There's some training that goes along and all of that kind of thing, and some commitment. And if people have that, then you can find them some work out there.
And you know what, it's been such a benefit to see how government, higher education, the Business Chamber of Commerce under Greater Cleveland Partnership, the unions and community-based organizations earnestly work week after week on tightening up these programmatic requirements and how to make this system a viable way to develop careers in construction.
In our final 30 seconds, I want to make sure we've got that phone number. It is 622-0999. That's in the 216 area code, and that is to the Urban League of Greater Cleveland. Give Cordell Stokes a call, and we can do something.
It'll be my pleasure.
Okay. Good to have you on the broadcast, Cordell. Take care, my friend.
Thank you so much.
And take care to you, too. Be well, everybody.
Kaleidoscope, a weekly public affairs program brought to you in partnership with the Urban League of Greater Cleveland, Kaleidoscope Magazine, and NewsChannel 5.